everyone. Today I'm going to be presenting my ethnographic project, which is called Gender Role Revolution, Adding Feminine Touch to Grilling. That's my name, that's my class, and that's my professor. So my reference were, I could not access this book, but luckily I found a book review written by Sharon R. Bird in a university journal, where she just described what this book is about. She kind of summarized it. So here, Deborah talks and describes how it is for women in professional cooking. She goes on about how professional cooking was created by men for men because cooking is a gender role expectation. So men had to make it look more, I guess, manly and more harder. So that is why not many women enter the kitchen. And also because since it is harder, the reason it is harder is because in order for you to get status, or in order for a chef to get status and recognition and the education, the knowledge that they need to be that big of a chef, they have to work many hours and they have to start from the bottom. That sometimes even mean as dishwasher and that type with very low pay. So in order for survive, you probably have to work a lot of hours or maybe even get a second job. Now, as a woman, that's probably even harder because there is a pay gap already. And not only that, if you want to have a family or a partner, you're not going to have time for that. And then on top of that, the media and professional cooking, they put down women and they say that they're not adequate for the professional kitchen as because of all the things that I said. And then I also read this sociologist Stacy J. Williams. She wrote an article in a journal as well, where she researched second wave feminist cookbooks and I guess the history as well. She states that at the beginning of second wave feminist era, the women were like I guess rebelling against the patriarchy and society, and they were saying that they don't cook, that they've never been in the kitchen, and they just went with that mindset into the second wave era. But then later on, a lot of cookbooks and a lot of books were written where they showed how both men and women can both work in the kitchen and cook. And then not only that, they also introduced to farmers market, and that's when it became very popular among women, because farmers market, you women, they can grow their own stuff and sell it, and that also included restaurants. The ideas for farmers market or profiting off of food was opening up restaurants or opening up your shop of bakery or whatever, and you could win off money off of cooking. So it was not all bad, even though it was your general expectation. It was not all bad. You could also profit from it. Now, the reason why the farmers market did become famous was because of this idea that animals are grown only for their meat. They're only grown, people eat it, and then they dispose of it. So the same women were looked as just a way to bring pleasure to men and a house slave for free. So they thought staying away from companies and then going to farmers market, going local, would also hopefully bring light to that idea that women are more than just for sexual pleasure or a home slave. And then I put the links here. Open link. This is the book review on Taking the Heat. And this is Miss Williams' article. And then here are some of the books that she read. Whoever Said, and then this one, and then that's the one on farmers market, that idea of women not being meat. Okay. So then what was my research question? My research question started off with, the cooking of meat has been a male's gender role dating back to Mexican American indigenous ancestors who hunted and cooked game and therefore they've had centuries to refine grilling to their preference. By they I mean men. So then, while changing the method of grilling for first and second generation Mexican females in the US to their preference, changed the US and Mexican male gender expectations of grilling in Mexican American communities. And now you will think, why? Well, this started when I was bringing up ideas for this project, and then I saw Ratatouille. And I don't know if you know, but the girl chef on there, she is a chef. And I was trying to remember what type of chef she was. I went in and investigated, and it turns out she is the chef who's in charge of the roster series. That means the meat. And I was really surprised because women in my family, they don't do they do meat, but men are more specialized in meat. Meat in the grill, meat in the oven. It's just meat for men. And then the rest cooking is done by women. So and then after that, I got to the idea that grilling, I've never grilled in my life. Like, I've turned the meat, but that's not grilling. And I don't know how to turn on the grill. And I never do it. Why? Because my dad has always grilled. So then this is how I came up with this project. So then starting the project, I asked a few of my family and friends who were all Mexican descent or born in Mexico. And I asked them to help me out with this experiment that they were going to have to grill. And then they were like, yeah, sure, we'll do it. So then before starting the experiment, I asked them a few questions. First, I asked them, have you cooked before? And then, do you like it? I wrote these questions on I printed them out, and then I had them answer on the sheet. So that, because some of these I did them like 3 at a time. I did them at their house, and then some I did here at my house. So I didn't want them to cheat and then copy like what someone else said. So I sat them down and then told them to write their answers individually. Okay, second, do you like it? Third, would you do it professionally if you could? 4, how is cooking divided in your house? 5, who oversees the grill and why? And then 6, have you grilled before? 7, what do you expect from today? And then 8, do you know how to start cold? If so, how? Okay, so this last question, number 8, I added it after I did this because I had not grilled before, and I did it before going in to just not be surprised. And I did not know how to start cold. I think that was the hardest part. Anyway, okay, continue. So then these were their answers. You can see the blue is yes, I've cooked before. No is the orange, and then no, this is wrong. Sorry. Okay, yes, I've cooked before. No, I have not cooked before. And then here, have grilled before. Yes, have grilled before. No, and then like to cook. That's the pie chart. So this one, a lot of them said yes, but I think it was more like me, like they've just turned over the meat, but they haven't started the cold themselves. Okay, and then this is their answers. These are their ages. I got 16-year-old, 18-year-old, 22, that's me, 22, that's my friend, 23, 25, 34, 38, 44, that's my mom, and then 65, that's my grandma, who surprised me a lot. Well, not really, I'll explain that after. So then, this is what made my experiment a little bit harder. So this is the coal. This is what I'm used to doing good grill with. But then I saw my father-in-law use this one, and this is more old school. It gives the meat more flavor, and it's actually really cool. So I decided to use this one instead. So to start the coal, you have to do this little house here. Let me show you a video. Or no, I'm almost out of time. So you gotta build out like a little house, and inside you're gonna put a little paper, and then you're gonna turn that on fire. And with this little house around it, that's how the coal is gonna start. After that, you're gonna push it over, and then we blew some air on it, which made sparks fly. It was really beautiful. I've never seen that before, but that was pretty cool, and everybody liked it as well. It was kind of scary too because the sparks were flying, and you could burn yourself. After the experiment, I asked him these questions. Was this difficult? What made it difficult? Why do you think that is? What was your favorite part? If you could change something from this, what would it be? If we change what you said in question 5, would you grill more often? And these were their answers. This was the pie charts, and then these were the answers. I was kind of happy. Oh no, I was surprised because I've never grilled before, and it was I was really upset because I didn't know how to turn on the grill. Then I was really surprised because my grandma, who's 65 years old, who I would expect to not like grilling, because gender expectations were more bigger before than they are now. But since she did grow up in a rural area in Mexico, this is the kitchens that they do. And then they got to start fire themselves in order to cook. So she liked it. She liked being outdoors. She liked grilling. So she said she did grill before. She knew how to turn on the fire and everything. But that's because of that. And she said she would do it again. I was a little heartbroken because everyone did enjoy grilling. Like when I asked them what would you change about it, they weren't too so much of a fan to it. And I understand too because I felt that way after grilling as well. It's really beautiful. Like I wouldn't change anything about it. Maybe some of the aspects, but they're not that bad, like the smoke or like the smell or like the time it took to turn on the grill. But that's what everything you it takes time it takes practice to be good at it. So yeah, and then I was really happy because no one had really grilled before and they all really enjoyed it. On top of that, they really enjoyed being with their family and with me because I am family and friends. So yeah, thank you.